Brian, come to hear all of that.
I was just watching it and it blew my mind.
Talk to me about that.
I know what that. I understand hard times and I understand good times. And, you know, in life, they have to come. You're gonna have to deal with both of them because that's what life consists of: good times and bad times.
And he told me, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really, Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Like, you know, Floyd's a great fighter, don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know, he had 50 fights and he said, yo, so don't tell me about you the greatest fighter with 50 and 0, nigga. You're great, no doubt about it, nigga. 50 and 0.
Nah. We were excited about you and Floyd. Is that still happening or is that...
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. You think I give that up? I was minding my business. He challenged me.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I could wear large now.
Looking good, man. Still looking scary.
On Live Interview with Stephen A. Smith, Mike Tyson didn't mince words. He tore into Floyd Mayweather with the kind of blunt honesty that only a former heavyweight can wield.
How do you feel about Floyd, though?
Huh?
How do you feel about Floyd?
Awesome fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter. And the persona and the lifestyle was like, growing up in the hood, we looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was a hero.
I didn't see that.
Tyson painted Mayweather as arrogant, self-obsessed, and dangerously detached from reality, suggesting the flashy displays of cash are more performance than proof of stability.
Because Floyd, we've been friends since 2002. There was a point where I'm looking at things and I'm going, yo, we kind of got the wrong messaging point. Because we're saying we got all the money in the world, we're gonna burn it, we're gonna get it again. So what? When you say change it, he goes, nah, you do that, Fa. He said something to me one time, very simple. He said, what a prize fighter fight for? And I'm like, and he said, the prize. Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him.
The arena have just shown Floyd Mayweather and they begin to boo immediately.
They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things.
Right.
The audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
I take 30 watts.
Tyson painted Mayweather as arrogant, self-obsessed, and dangerously detached from reality, suggesting the flashy displays of cash are more performance than proof of stability.
They make as much money as you'd think fighting Floyd.
Did you get paid from that?
He still owes me $1.5 million, maybe more.
How does he owe you the money? Why don't you just like...
Here's what happened. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai or like the Middle East for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. That is the company that put on the fight. That is the company that paid. But he sold our fight with my name and likeness to someone else in Dubai for $10 million cash. It's our fight, bro. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. So I got 15% of it. 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. That company paid him that money, is suing him. I actually don't know the status on that lawsuit. I should check in because he still owes me money, but he has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money.
He just sold his house in Vegas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think, he's facing a bunch.
Rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million.
He argued that victories inside the ring don't excuse a lack of humility outside it, and that constant wealth flexing corrodes a legacy faster than any opponent ever could. When Tyson said Mayweather's behavior is damaging to his image, it landed like a punch-sharp public and impossible to ignore.
It's a tap. Money's just flowing. Even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made more money than any boxer ever. There's all these lawsuits. He hasn't been paying things. He owes owes money on this and owes money on that, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
It's just the lifestyle that Floyd lives. It's like he got to be lavish. So that he got $1 million in his backpack. He got the latest watch and the latest car.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, boy, that money goes quick. Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. So you buy a watch and a car.
He said he'd knock Floyd out. It landed like a gut punch, more than a taunt, not just threat, but an insistence that respect should be earned by how you carry yourself when the lights are off. Fans reacted like someone popped a heavyweight cannon in a library, stunned, vocal, and instantly polarized. Whether you agree or not, his message cut through the noise. Humility still matters, and ego unchecked can make even the greatest names look small. In the end, Tyson framed it like a finishing move. You can win fights, but you can still lose the story that follows and public respect.
And it's not just and if you guys didn't see the video I did talking about Floyd coming back to fight Mike, this is not me sensationalizing. This is the truth. There is no speculation, but I told you guys, Floyd owes a lot of people a lot of money, and he don't have it. Logan Paul also discussed this, and this is probably the best screenshot I couldn't gotten on this video. My God, his ramen noodle hair is flying in the wind, and there's no wind in that place. But Logan dropped some knowledge that Floyd is still scamming him for their 2021 fight.
That whole larger-than-life Tyson versus Mayweather tension, we were just sitting in power versus precision, myth versus survival IQ, suddenly swerves into a completely different conversation when Wade starts laughing through this breakdown of Floyd's financial rumors, and him sitting here like, hold on, the narrative just flipped from ring tactics to accountant talk real quick.
Yeah, he's facing a rinsed on that house. He started at $14 million. He custom built the house, by the way, in like 2006.
Yeah.
Started at 14, reduced to 12, 10, 8 came on the market, and it was a lot of house for 8. So for 6.6.
Oh, he really got
just rinsed. The cost to build that house was 9 or 10.
Whoa, he got rinsed.
Yeah.
God damn.
It was huge.
God damn.
Who would win in a fight?
And yeah, that's another piece of like what Floyd has done with his money after his fight.
Wade opens up practically saying he can't even get through the topic without laughing, and immediately starts pointing at Floyd lining up multiple fights in one-year exhibitions, crossover opponents, even the Tyson spectacle itself, and his tone is basically, guys, something here smells like emergency cash flow. Now, I'm not saying Floyd's broke, slow down internet, but Wade bringing up Logan Paul claiming unpaid money from their exhibition, that's the kind of chaos rumor that sticks to the wall, whether it's
you ain't ever made as much money as Floyd has. I know that, dude. I'm not saying that Floyd is as broke as one of the freaking tweakers on 6th Street Bridge in Los Angeles, dude. That's not what I'm saying. But for the amount of money that he has made, over $1.2 billion, and the amount of money that he still has, let's say it is $300 million. That means Floyd has lost 70% of the money he's earned.
And when Wade keeps circling back to Floyd scheduling fight after saying he was done with boxing years ago, that's where the debate gets spicy. Is it love of the game or love of the pay-per-view invoice? Because Floyd absolutely mastered the art of selling himself. Wade even hints at that legacy, the whole money Mayweather blueprint that turned boxing promotion into pure theater.
In thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment, his private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from an individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest.
But then the conversation drifts into spending habits, massive assets, jets, houses, businesses, and suddenly the question becomes less about greatness in the ring and more about sustainability outside it. And here's the ironic twist bouncing around my head while Wade is talking. Even the critics who say Floyd is chasing paydays will still tune in the moment his name hits a fight poster. That's the gravitational pull of a legend. Wade might question the motives. Fans might debate the finances, analysts might raise eyebrows, but the second Mayweather walks toward a ring again, curiosity wins the argument every single time, and that Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts.
Listen, Mayweather never flies commercial. He's only flying private.
So he doesn't own his own plane?
I don't think so. I've never seen a Mayweather plane, like a Drake plane. I've never seen that. Not to say that he doesn't. I don't know Mayweather like that. I've never even met him. So I don't know. I mean,
Wade conversation about Floyd possibly chasing paydays already had the rumor mill spinning, but then DJ Vlad steps into the chat like a guy who just overheard gossip at a jewelry counter, and suddenly the narrative gets even wilder. Vlad literally says some OG jeweler casually told him Mayweather is broke because he spends like crazy, and right there my brain pauses because in boxing we've heard this story before.
Out of money you're constantly spending.
Right.
I don't know. He remember at one point he said he was buying like the jewelry district building.
Yeah, and they said
that
they
wasn't
said that
true.
was cap. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know this man's finance, but this guy told me that Mayweather is in financial problems.
See, here's the part about actually losing your money when you're on that level and you
have legendary earnings, legendary lifestyle, and suddenly everyone becomes a financial detective. Vlad even admits he doesn't know if it's true, which honestly matters because rumors about fighter money travel faster than a Ryan Garcia left hook on Twitter. Still, when Vlad starts talking about private jets, endless spending, properties, diamonds, and that constant money Mayweather image Floyd built for 2 decades, I can see why people jump to conclusions.
Give us some loans.
Maybe.
You know, listen, he's cozying up to Israel. That's
but
not
the
an
thing
accident.
about it is, what I mean, he had Mayweather Promotions.
Yeah.
And he was hosting a big, you know, he had Gervonta Davis under his cars. And so that's a like
yeah, but
De La
look
Hoya
what happened
does.
to Gervonta.
It was literally built on excess stacks of cash, luxury, everything, the whole undefeated money machine persona. So if even a tiny crack appears, critics treat it like the dam just broke. But here's where I push back a little. While Vlad's story is floating around, Floyd has been in the business of selling spectacle longer than half the internet has been watching boxing. So when people see him doing exhibitions, scheduling fights, flying private, or staying visible,
It's because, you know, when you floss like Mayweather, you can't go down.
Yeah.
You got to stay right there because people are going to beat any kind of chinks in your arm.
Some fans say he needs money, while others say that's just Floyd continuing the business model. 2 completely different interpretations of the same behavior. Vlad even brings up the uncomfortable truth that when someone lives flashy, the world almost waits for the fall, which is a brutal part of celebrity culture. But the funny contradiction, even while people debate his finances, every time Floyd's name pops up next to a fight poster, everyone still clicks, watches, and argues about it. That's the Mayweather paradox. Rumor magnet, business genius, lightning rod for criticism, and somehow still the center of the conversation.
Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, they fought too late in 2015 when they were 36 and 37 respectively, I think.
They're 47 and 48 now.
Yeah. So it is some would say a cynical land grab, a financial opportunity. But if people are prepared to pay it, and Netflix are prepared to put it on, and people want to watch it on their Netflix subscription, and people want to subscribe to it, no harm, no foul.
Well, the thing is as well is that Netflix actually obviously clearly are starting to move in.
All DJ Vlad rumor spiral about spending habits and flashy lifestyles barely settles before Simon Jordan jumps in and shifts the conversation from gossip to cold business math. And honestly, the contrast is fascinating. Simon basically shrugs at the idea of a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch and says there's barely any sporting intrigue left, which sounds harsh until you remember these guys were already considered late to the party back in 2015. Now we're talking about fighters pushing 50, yet somehow the conversation still refuses to die. But Simon doesn't even frame it as a boxing debate, he frames it like a streaming strategy meeting. He literally breaks it down like Netflix executives staring at spreadsheets instead of scorecards, saying the platform looks at subscriber growth, multiplies the lifetime value of those viewers, and suddenly what looks ridiculous to purists becomes brilliant to accountants.
The ring again.
And the Netflix of the world showing product, whether we think it's a good product or not, whether we think watching 2 50-year-old men, nigh on 50-year-old men, having a dance that was 10 years too late when they were in their prime and is now 20 years too late.
But our view is irrelevant, isn't it? Because the data obviously says it's going to be successful. Obviously, they wouldn't be doing it.
Well, Netflix are not doing it for the good of sport.
Exactly.
They're doing it because they've got 300 million subscribers, and they can keep those subscribers by adding content in there. They can get new ones, and it's a business model. It works. The boxers get more money out of it. What I'd like to see is the ecosystem getting more money out of the.
And that's where my brain lights up, because Simon quietly points out the uncomfortable truth: elite boxing, crossover boxing, and full-blown spectacle boxing now live on the same menu. You've got the serious fights, the half-serious grudge matches, and then these nostalgia mega events that operate more like blockbuster movies than championship bouts. When Simon says our opinion about the matchup being too late doesn't actually matter, that line lands hard because he's right in a brutal way. If millions of People tune in the debate about sporting purity loses to raw viewership numbers every single time, and while part of me agrees with him that the competitive edge faded years ago, another part of me laughs because boxing fans will complain for weeks and still press play the moment those two legends walk toward the ring again.
No. Not really. I don't think so. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he...
Right, everyone stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquarters and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.